listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name is Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM, the host of Community Forum. And with me today is Veronica Hernandez, the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce Age-Friendly Committee Chairperson. Council.
Age-Friendly Council Chairperson.
We're going to move on. Then we have Hattie Quinn. Hattie Quinn is with us. Hattie Quinn is a co-host and also times a solo host of Community Forum, as well as the news director of KCCC 930 AM. Welcome, Hattie.
Thank you, Johnny.
Right, as our news operation grows, Hattie is taking that over. We do a lot of things every week. So if you listen Monday through Sunday, so 7 days a week, you'll get something local if you listen at noon. Very community-oriented, very much the best place of information in the city, in my opinion. In the county, let's say the county.
The county.
Right? I'm trying not to misspeak too much in this interview, but it may happen. And if I can't make fun of myself, then no one's allowed to. And then we have J.W. Sutphin. J.W. Sutphin is on the Age-Friendly Council. And you've been a member of you've been participating in the Chamber of Commerce pretty much ever since you've been down here.
I'm the retirement director of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. And then one of the things that always stands out to me about the head of the retirement council is the trips that you guys take, right? You set up buses and take trips like Into the Mountain Gods and other things?
Yes. A few years ago, obviously when we try to get people to retire here, we realized that we don't have all the activities and stuff. So one of the things we figured out at the senior centers was everybody likes to go to the casino. So we decided to charter a bus and see how many we can get. We filled the bus up a number of times. So we do take every quarter, we go to Ruidoso in the Mountain Gods Travel Center. We've done Hobbs, and we've also done El Paso. So, and along with that, in November, we also charter a bus to go to the outlet malls.
Oh,
and
nice.
we take the women shopping and stuff. So
right.
We do have 2 or 3 things involved. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for an outlet mall myself. I would fit right in with all those ladies, and we would have a really great shopping experience. I mean, the outlet mall just feels like it's such a good deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to do it.
To me, it was hysterical. I mean, we had about 35, 40 ladies, and it was a 55-passenger bus, and we met up at 2:30. And I have to tell you about Collis Johnson. She was on the trip, the judge, and she comes walking out of the mall with 8 handbags bags full of shoes and clothes on both arms, and I'm going, oh my God! And so on the way back, every seat was filled with shopping bags.
Yeah, right. It's like way fuller than when you get there.
Absolutely.
I love an outlet mall deal. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't even know if it's a great deal, but it feels like that, and that's enough for me. It's a great retail therapy day. 100%. All right. Well, obviously the Chamber does a lot of great things, but today we are specifically talking about the Mayor's mini golf tournament hosted by Mayor Lopez on quite possibly, I'll just say it, it's the best miniature golf course in the state.
I agree. I don't think that's up for debate.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. I mean, because you got the river right there.
Absolutely.
And a technically difficult golf course, actually, a mini golf course.
You know, they designed that to replicate some of the things that Carlsbad has.
Right.
Obviously,
there's a flume in there, right?
There's a flume in there, and a water park that runs through there, kind of like a river and stuff, and a pond. So
now there's a secret to the one that has water, correct? To the hole that has water?
Yes.
Right? Do you want to tell everybody what that is?
Well, it's designed for you to put the ball in the water.
Right.
And it shoots it out at the end toward the hole. So if you don't get it in the water and try to kind of curve it around, it'll never come close to getting a hole in one.
Yeah, but you put it in the water, you get a hole in one.
Yes,
so it's really, really cool. I like it very much. So Mayor's Miniature Golf Tournament, this is going to be on April 25th. 9:30 a.m. registration is when we start, 10 a.m. shotgun start. The big get on this one, though, is going to be Mayor Lopez has challenged somebody every year since he's been mayor as well. Right, but at 9:45 a.m. we're going to start with the Mayor Showdown, as it's called on your guys' flyer, and that's going to be Carlsbad Mayor Rick Lopez versus Artesia Mayor Jeffrey Youtsey.
That's correct.
But not spelled like Youtsey, right, Veronica?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it's literally like the game Youtsey.
That's what he said. Yes.
Okay, I mean that's a good way to remember. You will get remembered when you go places, right? So I wanted to ask Hattie, when is the When's the last time you played a game of Yahtzee?
Oh, actually, probably just a few weeks ago. I love Youtsey. I have a mental power to influence the roll of dice.
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty much a game of chance, but all right, your mental power works out pretty well. I haven't thought about playing Youtsey, but after this segment, I'm certainly going to be playing Youtsey. I'll put it back up on the list of board games that we like to play for sure. JW, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about who the key sponsors are in this event, as well as who helps us put this event on?
Intrepid has stepped up again this year. They've sponsored this every year from the inception. And the first year, we provided everyone with a polo shirt. And the idea was that we wanted to get the younger kids kind of the etiquette on the golf course and stuff. So we provided everyone with they provided everyone with a polo shirt. And it was kind of hard to do. Sizes, we had to have everybody in advance,
right.
Small, medium, large. So the following year, we decided to do hats, adjustable hats, and do some type. And Intrepid stepped in and said, yes, we'll do that. Last year, water bottle with a golf towel inside.
Nice.
This year, they sponsored, and each participant, each of the kids are going to get their own putter to take home. And these are colored putters. They can choose their particular color. We've saved the orange one for the Artesia mayor.
Yeah.
And then I think the first thing the mayor told me, or I had heard, that his favorite color, our mayor's favorite color, of course, is blue.
Sure.
So
Naturally,
he'll take the blue one. So we have pink ones, orange ones, purple, green, all different colors. So Intrepid stepped up, paid for those, and the idea is that they can come back and use their own putter. And we're hoping that instead of being inside on the couch playing games, they're going to be able to get outside and bring that, have their own little putter they can practice with and come out to the golf course anytime. Yeah,
that's great. So Veronica, as the chairperson of the City of Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce Age-Friendly Council, right? So this is your first year doing that, right?
It is my first year. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Mayor Challenge. I'm excited to see all the kids come out and play, and the parents that bring their kids and are rooting their children on. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'm going to quiz you a little bit since it's your first year. If you could tell me, how much is it per child to enter?
$5. Just $5 to enter and play and get a free putter.
All right. Yeah, that's great. And then do you know the age groups?
6 to 8 is the youngest, 9 to 11, and then 12 to 15.
Yes.
12 to 15. So if you're over 15, you missed your opportunity.
You can come cheer for
we won't turn anybody away. What we found out the first year was that teenagers are like, miniature golf, not for me. Didn't want to be seen on the golf course. Yeah. And again, we've got a very good golf team this year. And years ago, maybe we had 12 or 13 on the team. I'm seeing 20, 30 kids out there now. So any of those that want to get involved, have a little bit of experience, we'll put them in a category and they'll be able to play. Right.
So let's talk a little bit, and we'll recap all of the key details towards the end of the segment as well. But let's talk a little bit about how you register, right? You need to know, somebody's got to tell you that they're going to be there. You're not going to have infinite number of putters for everybody. So what's the best way for them to know, to get involved and sign up and let them know that you're going to be there?
Stop by the golf course.
Okay.
And sign up. There'll be a sign-up sheet for the golf course. They're more than welcome to call the chamber. They're more than welcome to call me at the chamber, and I can get them signed up and transfer their names over to the golf course. But, yeah, the best way is to stop by between now and then, and we can take 72 players. What we'll do is there's 18 holes. We'll put shotgun start. We'll start 4 players on each hole.
Okay.
And then that adds up to the 72. So the first 72 will get a putter.
JW, can I get the number for the chamber where we can call? Because I can never stop by a golf course or museum or whatever to register.
I believe it's 887-6516.
All right, so I'm going to ask somebody while we're continuing to talk to look it up on their phone so we can make sure we get that number correctly. Yep. That's not a problem at all. The miniature golf course, do you have an idea? I mean, this is a really out-of-the-box question here, but do you have an idea of like how many individuals have played on that mini golf course since it opened?
Not a clue, other than I think they're shocked at the number of people that actually play it. It's done very well for them. again, there's not too many things to do in Carlsbad, and obviously our summers are real hot, so the evenings and stuff are the perfect time. Again, you've got the sunsets, you've got the water, so every time I'm there, weekends are especially. They were extremely busy last week, spring break, so I'm not for sure of the number. We can check and see exactly. They'll know the number of people that play every day.
Right. It's just packed out, though. Yeah. I mean, that's the bottom line. Is it's a really popular location, and it's really crowded quite a bit.
Yes. Where else are you gonna take a date?
Yeah. Now, if you wanted it, that's actually a very good point. And good job for any young man that takes a date, or any young woman that takes a date to the mini golf course, because you were doing the right thing. Right. It's like, that is real important. It's kind of, sometimes I think in high school when you're figuring out like who your partner could be in life or something like that, it kind of turns into a too cool for school type situation and stuff like that, right? But no, that is, if you're listening, I'm sure all the young people are listening to AM radio, right?
Oh, totally.
So yeah, right. Of course, they're just tuning in right away. But the idea is, if they're listening, then that is a winning move. So don't give that up, Hattie. So I think we have the number to the chamber now.
I do.
Okay.
The main number is 575-887-6516.
I think that was close enough. That was pretty.
It was close enough.
Yeah, that's pretty close enough, right? That works pretty well. I also noticed. No, go ahead, JW. What do you got?
I wanted Veronica to talk a little bit about our other sponsors.
Okay, yeah, Veronica, go right ahead.
The Eddy County Health Council
Yes.
is going to
Nice.
be providing
Absolutely.
healthy snacks for everyone playing, the parents watching. And Southeast New Mexico College is going to have a table there as well to promote all of the activities and events that are going on almost every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, SNMC has a lot going on. As you know, the college and KCCC 930 AM radio are connected, and we run a lot of things out of the college and run community news programs for the community to come and get involved and report information on the community that you find interesting as well. So I'm not surprised that SNMC is there by any chance. And then I also wanted to say that Sarah Bowman is the head of the Eddy County Health Council, right?
Yes.
Right. So she is also a Board of Trustees member at Southeast New Mexico College, because Southeast New Mexico College is everywhere, which is the design of the college, and especially since we went independent. And I was at the miniature golf, miniature golf glow tournament, right? My wife and I, we took our niece there on that. And don't think because we said healthy snacks that are not going to be good snacks, or you need to worry about that. There was a really, really high quality healthy snacks. It wasn't just it wasn't a vegetable tray that you bought from the local grocery store. It was literally well thought out. It was awesome.
They go through a number of oranges and apples and fruits. There'll be, I think, health food bars. No, she does it again, an extremely good job. When I think of healthy foods, most kids aren't going to be interested, but no.
Yeah, that's what you
the
will be
parents
interested.
can rest
with
assured.
that.
Yeah. These will be very healthy snacks.
And then for only $5, they get a free putter, they get to have fun at miniature golf, and they get fed.
And they get fed.
Right.
Now, Mia Peacock, who's part of the Eddy County Health Council, is on our council, and so she's the one who volunteered the food. They did it last year, but she stepped up quickly to do it again this year. It'll be fun. Now, I would like to share the Age Friendly Council was started because the city of Carlsbad has the Age Friendly designation.
That's right.
Janelle Whitlock worked for years with a small group of people to earn that designation, and part of keeping that designation is doing activities for all ages in our community, which is why we do the mini golf tournament, which is why we do the bus tours or trips out of the city of Carlsbad. It's to satisfy the interests of all ages in our community.
Right. I actually have a trivia question for Hattie. What city in the state of New Mexico was the very first one to receive the age-friendly designation?
Now, there's 3 in the state.
There's
Which
three
one
total,
is
three
first?
total in the state. Who was
Yes, sir.
first?
Carlsbad.
All right, yeah, trick. It was a pretty easy question. I led you right into it. But did you know that before, right now?
I didn't know it, but I was thinking about the fact that in the 1900s, they had really done a big push to bring people here for retirement.
Right.
And so that would be a big part of it.
I don't like how you said 1900s.
Sorry.
Because, you're appropriately correct. You ever seen those shirts that say, give me a break from the late 1900s, right? I don't appreciate that because we were all born in the 1900s. But the way that you said that, my brain immediately went back to, oh, really? In 1905? Right?
Yeah.
I was
I couldn't remember if it was early or mid, but there was definitely a push here in Carlsbad to attract people to move here to retire. And actually, it might have even started in the late 1800s with Charles Eddy, because of the environment and the huge numbers of people with tuberculosis and how it was so much easier for them to live here. So it could have actually started way back then.
All right. Well, I really do appreciate somebody that reads their history. That's just a really good fact. And another fact that I was not aware of at JW, there was only 3 in the state of New Mexico. I thought there would be more than that by now.
No. Las Cruces and Albuquerque. Okay. Santa Fe is looking to it takes 3 or 4 years to go through the process. So it's not there's quite a bit of paperwork to be filled out.
Yeah, I mean, that just speaks to how difficult it is, or how important it is to be an age-friendly city. I think it's very important, but how difficult it can be to become an age-friendly city. And then once you get the designation, you have to keep it. You have to earn it continuously every year.
Yes.
So, and I can only imagine the application process for that.
It was quite lengthy. There was a lot of time put into it, a lot of effort, and we're so glad that they did it for us, and we're honored to keep it going.
So does it land on you to keep it going now?
The council?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, the whole council. But as the chairperson of the council, you got to take that lead.
Well, yes, you're right. But, I have to go back to Southeast New Mexico College. So one of the things that we had been talking about was doing hiking trips, going outside of the city limits, doing hiking trips for all ages. But I saw on Facebook, or JW saw on Facebook, that Southeast New Mexico College is doing the walks up the hill behind the college.
Ocotillo Trail walks.
Ocotillo Trail.
Every week.
Every week. Is that on Thursday mornings?
It's on either Tuesday or Wednesday morning or Tuesday afternoon, I thought.
I think depending on the time of the year, you're going to want to go in the morning.
Yeah, that's true.
Depending on when it is, you're going to want to walk.
It might move early.
Absolutely.
I got in the morning. So that's all part of it, right? That's all, like, the whole community getting involved to make sure that everything we're doing is age-friendly is important. So you have some events that are specifically designated for the younger folks, and then you have some that are designated for the older folks. And then you've also got, obviously, I mean, the beach area that we have with the water parks and all the activity and the walking down there is just, I mean, that is just something special in the state of New Mexico that you don't really see.
Absolutely.
All right. So as we continue on, I thought looking at your flyer there, I wanted to talk about Carlsbad Mayor Rick Lopez versus Jeffrey Youtsey. But more importantly, I wanted to talk about Mayor Lopez's record, because this is his 3rd year challenging, correct?
Yes.
Challenging somebody.
Yes.
And I think, if I remember correctly before we started talking, so the first 2 years were Representative Catherine Brown.
Yes.
Right, who does a great job representing our region. And so how did that turn out? Do you remember who won those?
She won the first year.
Okay.
And there was a batch of 12 cookies, homemade cookies, that was on the line. So Mayor Lopez got to do those.
I'm just envisioning Mayor Lopez right now with his apron on in his kitchen. Do you think he did them homemade, or do you think he just went and bought that dough and then cut it up and put it in there?
I think he may be quite the chef as far as desserts go.
He looks like a man that can barbecue, that's for sure. But
could be.
But I would be interested in having one of his cookies, actually. So maybe he'll, if he loses this year.
So again, being competitive, he invited her back the next year, and we're pretty sure he snuck on the golf course a couple of times to practice, and he didn't get beat last year.
I think I remember interviewing him on the 2nd year and kind of razzing him a little bit, of course, that he lost, right? And then. And then he mentioned he was going to practice and try to get much better at it. And then once you learn that course, I bet you can learn all the secrets to every hole, to where you can probably score a little bit better.
And you just gave away another secret today about the water. Go through it, not around it.
Yeah, right. Go through it, not around it. And I know that as of this recording, we know that they were doing some maintenance on the lake, on the river, so it's a little bit lower. But my understanding is on May 1st, that's going to start filling up again.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
So that'll be ready for the summer for everybody to enjoy.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Do we know what their side bet is this year between
I do not know.
Lopez and Youtsey?
No, do not know. We were hoping something. See, they have pecans. We have pecans. We have pistachios. They have pistachios. Although I'm not for sure about pistachios. So
yeah, I don't know if you've seen pistachios up there in the Artesia area, but they obviously have a lot of pecans.
Yes.
Right.
So maybe some way we can do something better tasting, but yeah, we'll have to check with him.
So let's recap it all real quick. It's $5 per child, but we want the whole family to come out and enjoy it, right?
I was surprised the first year. I really thought, because I've coached for a million years, that it was going to be a babysitting service.
Right, sure, yeah.
The kids would show up, mom and dad take off.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. They were keeping score for the kids. They were right behind them. So instead of 50 or 60 kids, which makes it busy on the golf course, there was 100, 125 people out there because mom and dad was out there cheering and keeping score. I was impressed. I don't know that any of the parents dropped off. They loved that course, and they were right behind the kids, lining them up. It got pretty competitive. So the winners of this, every year we do a bobblehead. So there's a golfer, a putter. So the kids, first, second, and third, will have a first place, second place, and a third place bobblehead doll for each one of them. So those have been highly collectible. The mayor's trophy case is getting filled for those. Mm-hmm. And then we also do the first place. We also normally have a sleeve of balls for them, Spider-Man balls. So there is they'll be able to take home a few swag so that they can kind of.
JW, are there other prizes to be won?
I'm sorry?
Are there other prizes to be won?
No, first, second, third.
No hole-in-one prize?
Oh, yes. Well, sure.
You can chime in, Veronica, and tell us. You don't have to tee them up.
Prizes,
Tee them up. Got it, pun. Yeah. No, sorry.
So the mayor is generous enough to bring out free passes to the water park and to the golf course.
Yeah.
In the same way. So anytime a kid gets a hole-in-one, we'll run over there and give them their choice, whichever they want to go to. If they want to play some more miniature golf, bring them out.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. Any more tidbits of information that you know, Veronica, that you want to tee up JW for? Okay. All right, excellent. Hattie, you had something?
I did have a question. JW, I'm kind of new to town. You mentioned that you've been coaching something for many years. You coach golf?
No.
What do you coach?
No, everything. With my kids growing up, I coached basketball. I was at Eastdale Little League.
Yeah.
Eastdale produced some pretty good.
They do.
Ball players.
That's a little league in Albuquerque, and they're quite spectacular.
Jordan Pacheco comes from there. Mitch Garver comes from there. James Parr came from there. Wow. So I was in the league during then. So 8 or 10 years of Little League. I've coached the softball teams over the years. I have been at the YMCA, coaching the football, coaching the basketball, soccer, you name it.
Nice.
Veronica,
there is one thing I would suggest nobody take lessons from JW on: driving a golf cart.
Oh, you've ridden in a golf cart with JW before?
Backseat. No, I looked for belt buckles.
It's a 4-wheel drive golf cart.
Okay.
They're designed to be off-road, and she expects a Cadillac ride in a golf cart. That's not going to happen.
Not with JW.
So, Veronica, that was going to lead me to the next question. Are you a bit of a golfer at all?
I am not.
No. So when did you? So you just get in the golf cart to cruise around at events, or you just visit, or during the golfing, or
volunteering at a golf tournament?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Being moved from one hole to another to do whatever needs to be done at the next hole.
Now, technically, golf carts are off-road by the nature of where they're riding, but not quite off-road, JW.
No. Although, if you've been to the golf course in the last few years, the technology in golf carts are incredible. These golf carts are designed for the beaches, and my golf cart has a back that you can put your golf clubs on, but it's also to have a barbecue grill,
right,
or
a cooler full of beverages.
Yes,
and they do go very off-road now. Like, I know they were made for like grass hills, but the ones the kids in my neighborhood drive around in are like, they're going dirt.
We have LED lighting underneath. flashers, speakers. Yes,
So
they've upgraded quite a bit.
You just basically pimp my golf cart. Is that what you're like the old exhibit pimp my ride show? Right? Is that what you're doing?
That's right.
You got a popcorn maker in the back, right?
Pimp my ride and pedal to the metal.
Yeah, there you go. That wasn't bad at all. That's definitely pretty good. So I am really excited about the city rivalry this year, right? I mean, Catherine Brown has been great, but I really like the idea of Mayor Lopez versus Mayor Youtsey for bragging rights, right? And so I think that it's probably the highest bragging rights you can get in any sports that we do in between the two communities. Hattie, would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Cavemen versus bulldogs is like all I've heard about since I got here.
Yeah, that's very
true. This
true.
is huge.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So recap again, $5 per child. You can call the Chamber of Commerce, which we mentioned the number already. You can go by the golf course and sign up for that. 9:30 a.m. registration is when you get started for check-in, right? Hopefully you already pre-registered. No one will get turned away. Intrepid is the sponsor. Obviously the Age-Friendly Committee Council here in Carlsbad is also a major sponsor putting this on. The Eddy County Health Council is going to provide healthy snacks. It's definitely a good time for all. Everybody will get a free putter. First, second, and third prizes will get these bobbleheads, which I really want to get my hands on one of those bobbleheads. You have any? I mean, you're not wrong, JW. The type of collector's item that will be.
They are pretty cute.
Yeah. Did you snag one for your house, or do you always just give them away?
What? So the company we order these from are obviously real good. I got one in last year with the busted nose.
Oh, so that's the one you get to keep?
That's the one I got to
Yeah,
keep.
right, all right.
I played with that one, yeah. They replaced it. So, yeah, I do have a bobblehead, yes.
All right. Well, we're just about out of time, but I definitely want to give everybody an opportunity to kind of sum up anything else that they would like to say or anything they'd like to do. And Veronica, we're honored that you came here and that you thought of us, and we're excited that this is your first year as the chairperson. I'm not going to say the name of it anymore. I've been butchering it the whole show. So we're very, very honored that you came here and that you thought of us. And then for a closing out statement for you, and then we'll just go around the table. I'm curious, like what other activities or hopes or dreams do you have for this council before your term is up?
Well, one of the things they've done for years is the Valentine dance.
Yes.
It's generally around February 14th. And this was my first year. It was a wonderful time. I would like to see those hiking trips. We're talking about going up to Queen soon, or maybe in the fall.
Okay.
I do want to share about the mini golf tournament. We are going to have a mascot. Is his name Eddie?
Oh, the SAMC mascot,
Yes.
Eddie the Mountain Lion is
He
going to be
will
there. Great.
Absolutely, yes.
I'll give everybody a little hint. We have Eddie the Mountain Lion, who is EDDY, so it's male gendered mountain lion, right? But we are also working on a female mountain lion. And can anybody guess what the female's name would be?
Is it going to be Edie or Eddie with an IE?
Eddie with an IE. I'm pretty sure. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm not in the decision making process, but you'll have Eddie and Eddie, right? And we'll have a dual mountain lion thing. And I know that those mascots, those things, you get hot in there for sure.
Yes, and we were told he would only be out there for a little while, but we're excited to have him. I think the kids will love seeing him there, and he's just going to bring the fun.
I love it too. Like I think it's great that we have a mascot.
Rumors are, I'm pretty sure he may participate for a few holes.
All right.
He may try to challenge someone, yes.
All right. Well, do not let Eddie the Mountain Lion, if you're attending the event, beat you at the golf tournament. I'm sure Eddie will take that bobblehead home and we'll display it somewhere at the college. That's for sure. Absolutely. Hattie, the first interview that you've had with the Mayor's Miniature Golf Tournament, and any thoughts, any other questions?
Well, I was just thinking, I came here for vacation for a couple of years before I moved here. And one of the reasons that we kept coming back was definitely that age-friendly designation. I have a small child. I have a very outdoor active husband. And so we were able to really satisfy everybody's vacation needs here, which I really appreciated. And then lucky me, I got to move here.
Yeah, I would say that Hattie is a prime example of the type of family that Carlsbad can bring in. You know what I mean? Like this is a great community to live in. Guys, I've embraced it since I've been here. I've been here 5 years in September. And this is just a place when you get in, the sense of community, the activities, everything you can do, it just hits the nail on the head every single time, in my opinion. It's a really, really exciting place to live.
Absolutely.
All right. And JW?
As a retirement director for the chamber, I moved here to retire, but to be active. Carlsbad has 38 of the 41 outdoor activities. And so obviously we can't get you snowboarding. We can't get you skiing.
Right.
We don't have a casino, but I can get you there. We don't have the shopping malls. I can get you there. We've taken trips to Lubbock. We take trips to Roswell. So the city, the first thing I've noticed was we live in River Bend in a retirement community and stuff. So every morning I got up, I had to make decisions whether or not I was going to play golf, hike, bike, kayak. Across the street from us, the city's put in the obviously they put in the pickleball courts,
right,
and tennis courts. They've added an additional 4 pickleball courts. We've got cornhole. We've got
volleyball, basketball,
basketball right there.
Disc golf too. Yeah, let's not forget about that.
We've got 2 splash pads. Not too many people have splash pads and stuff. So a ton of activities. I have heard that we have more playgrounds per capita than anybody else in the state.
Yeah, I believe that.
I would agree with that. Same.
And one of the things that I've always said about one of the things I really appreciate, and it's a kind of a minor detail, but I don't believe it is, right? Every city in the country had one of those rocket slides, right? And a lot of them ended up tearing them down. And then children should not play on them anymore. I'm not going to say that they should. But, you wanted to keep that history and keep that memory. So the city built a fence around it, and you keep the idea of that rocket slide there. Because first of all, it'll burn the heck out of you with the material that it was built. But I like the idea that it's still there, right? So you capture the history right next to, what's the name of the?
Freedom Park.
The Freedom Park, which is packed. I've never not seen anybody at Freedom Park. Sorry for my double negative. I've always seen people at Freedom Park. And I think it was really great. So, and I've obviously, when JW was telling us that, Veronica, I was thinking that I can imagine him waking up and he'd be like golf, kayaking. No, it's a splash pad morning, right?
There are some days.
Yeah, right. No, you're not wrong about that.
So, there may be an age limit for that. But again, when there's nobody at the park, who knows? Somebody may just kind of streak through there real fast.
Let's keep the swimsuits on, JW. No streaking allowed.
Quickly.
All right, folks. So appreciate that. The date, April 25th. Go ahead and sign up. It's specifically for the kids. I'm looking forward to the tournament between Mayor Lopez and Mayor Youtsey. I will play Youtsey later now as a result of how many times I've mentioned his name. And I really appreciate the inter-county rivalry, is what I'd like to say. So I'd really like to appreciate all of you coming on, Veronica, Hattie, as well as JW. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Johnny.
Enjoyed it.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.